What's up, y'all? This is Alex from the Rim Review. The Rim Review is a page that offers in-depth player analysis and gives nuance to the way you watch basketball. So far, we've covered pretty much every single player who was drafted in the most recent NBA draft. However, there's still a few names that we need to cover before the season starts, and one of which is Jaylon Tyson, who was drafted in the first round by the Cleveland Cavaliers. The 21-year-old 6'5" guard out of California was drafted with the Cavs in the late first round, and we're going to explore him today. When looking at Jaylon Tyson's game, there are a few offensive strengths that stand out. The first of which is the fact that he's a very solid passer and consistently is able to make reads at all levels. Whether he's attacking a closeout, driving in isolation, in the pick and roll, or a dribble handoff situation, he's always able to find his open teammates. Secondly, in particular, he's very dominant in the pick and roll, which is where he got most of his scoring opportunities as well as a large chunk of his assists. Finally, he has a very creative handle and is definitely one of the shiftier guards in this draft class. He's been in college for a while and is a very high usage player, and Cal, who was not very good last year, relied on their offense having him with the ball most of the time. There are still some offensive weaknesses that need to be discussed when looking at Jaylon Tyson. Firstly, there are stretches where he is a bit careless with the ball, which is why despite his elite passing, his assist-to-turnover ratio is barely above 1. Secondly, he does frequently settle for some poor shots, especially in the mid-range, which is not a winning shot. Finally, I think he could benefit from shooting more threes, as he shot 35.5% from beyond the arc last season. However, less than 30% of his cumulative shots were threes. I think a better shot profile could improve his game and make him a more effective player. Now let's get into the film and watch Jaylon Tyson play. On this possession, Tyson is going to get the ball and have a really nice push going coast to coast to get a finish. There wasn't a ton of just unique things that happened there. However, I like his instincts to score in transition. Right here, Tyson does a really nice job accelerating to get open, and I want you to watch this arm on this move that he's about to do. Right here, he wraps around, and you can see it right here. It's a very pro move to wrap around, push off your defender, and accelerate to score. Really good stuff. Right here, in another transition situation, Tyson gets the rebound and then does an awesome job pushing and making a simple pass. He does a really good job, and what I like is his instincts to keep this defender on his hip right here as he bumps the defender, stays in front of him, and then as soon as this defender steps up, it's an automatic pass and an easy three. On this next possession, Tyson once again pushes with the idea to pass. He's watching Pelle Larsson heavily, and once he realizes that Larsson is committing to the rim, he makes a spray for an easy three. Now let's watch Jaylon Tyson in the pick and roll. On this possession, Tyson is going to get the ball right here with a DHO that then twists into a ball screen. Tyson does a really nice job refusing the screen, and then he does an awesome job changing his direction to get inside of Tristan da Silva, and then he plays off of 2 feet, as you see this jump right here. Both feet are on the ground, and it's a nice 2-foot finish. On this next possession, Tyson once again uses the ability and the benefits of the refuse. Tyson has the ball here, and then is going to call for it again in a moment. He gets the ball, rejects the screen, yet is still able to get downhill. I would have liked to see Tyson here potentially look if he could maybe have this dump off, but I really like this corner skip or the wing skip. I think that this shot was really heavily contested, but Tyson makes tough shots, and that's really good to see. On this possession, Jaylon Tyson is going to get the ball, use a screen, and then I love seeing him play off of 2 feet here because it allows him to have a reverse pivot and kick for an easy three. Great stuff. On this next possession, Jaylon Tyson is going to call for a screen. Then he gets another one. He refuses the second screen and kicks it out for an easy bucket. Right here, in a dribble handoff situation, Jaylon Tyson once again is looking to pass. He gets downhill here and then draws the help to kick it out. Once again, because he does such a good job turning the corner, it forces this defender to take a step in, and it's an automatic pass and a 3. On this next possession, we're going to see another type of read from Jaylon Tyson. Right here, Tyson is low. However, he gets the ball and throws an awesome lob as this drop coverage right here. Once the center gets below this center, it's an automatic lob, and that's what Tyson does. On this possession, Jaylon Tyson is going to get a 3. He calls for a screen here, takes a step back 3, and knocks it down. While his release was not the fastest, I like seeing the confidence there, and I like the shot here as it's a floater versus drop. I think he could probably take another dribble in, maybe take a hard probe dribble and make sure you keep 55 on your hip, but it's a good shot that Tyson is very skillful at. On this possession, Jaylon Tyson is going to get the ball, push, and once again call for a screen. He gets to his spot, but he fades away when he takes the shot, which I don't love. I think he could have potentially snaked here, or he could have just gotten all the way to the rim as he has an advantage, but he doesn't fully explode, and it leads to this result. On this possession, it's an instance of Jaylon Tyson acting as a very good passer. Once again, I've already highlighted that already. He goes against drop and throws another great lob pass. Right here, it's more really high-level passing from Tyson as he gets the ball and hits the roll man on a late roll. Really good stuff. That being said, there are still flashes where I think Jaylon Tyson could improve, such as this possession where he has an extended finish. He does a nice job getting downhill, but this type of awkward shot is forced and it doesn't lead to a positive result. He also has a big tendency to settle, as right here, he has Eddie Lampkin on him, one of the slower bigs in the Pac-12, yet he just takes this off-dribble mid-range. That's a really low PPP shot and not a winning one. Right here, Jaylon Tyson is going to settle again. Tyson is going up top, he gets the ball, makes multiple moves, but this long mid-range shot is just not a winning one, and it's not a formula for success. If these mid-range shots become threes, he becomes a much better player. He calls for another ball screen here, takes multiple dribbles, and once again, there's no reason to take this shot because you're losing a point if it goes in, and it's a bad shot. Now let's watch Jaylon Tyson in isolation. Right here, Tyson gets the ball, nothing comes of it, so he passes and gets it again. He makes multiple dribbles and takes the 3, and while his shot looks awkward, he does make it at a high clip. Right here, Tyson uses his really crafty handle to get open and kick to an open man. Because he draws 2 defenders, and because he is such a threat to drive, he's able to pick up the ball and spray. Right here, Jaylon Tyson is going to make multiple moves, but unfortunately is unable to score. Tyson has the ball against his man, changes pace, and gets open, and this shot is an open shot. But this shot is also an open shot, and it's a 3 that could get you an extra point, and Tyson doesn't knock down the mid-range. But I don't hate him shooting that one. Right here, Tyson is going to get the ball in the post, trying to face up. However, he loses the basketball. Once again, a little bit of foul baiting there. Right here, Tyson is going to change pace, but once again, he's unable to maintain the handle, and despite making a really awesome move to get open, he can't finish the job. He is a little fouled a little bit, but you've got to be tougher than that if you're in the NBA. Right here, Jaylon Tyson is guarded by Brendan Angel, gets downhill, but cannot finish. Now let's talk about Jaylon Tyson's defense, where there are a couple of strengths that stand out. The two main strengths for Tyson are the fact that there are some flashes of some really nice, gritty hustle plays, and there were a lot of times where I saw him as the first guy to the floor. Additionally, at 6'5.5", he's got a really nice size, especially for a guard and potentially point guard if they want to play him there in the NBA. Well, I think he's probably going to be more of a 2 and even be a shorter 3. If he ends up playing the 2 or the 1, his size becomes very exciting. There are still some relatively large defensive weaknesses to Jaylon Tyson's game, and the first of which is his poor screen navigation. Cal as a team was just not very good defensively last year, and I think some of those negative habits synced over to Tyson's game. He frequently will get clipped or go under and just doesn't show the highest effort and intensity when fighting through a screen. Secondly, his driving line defense is quite poor and it leads to him frequently getting beat. Finally, off ball, I would like to see a little bit more awareness, and I especially would like to see him better in closeout situations. Now, let's watch Jaylon Tyson be in a steal situation where he shows his hustle. Right here, there's nothing really unique that he does that's special, but I love him diving to the floor, and it shows his intensity. On this possession, Jaylon Tyson, once again, is the first man to the floor, and we see it right here, where he really leaves it all out there. Unfortunately, as far as the technical skills, a lot of things like this happen. Against Pelle Larsson, who's a really good three-point shooter, Jaylon Tyson decides to completely go under, leaving a look like this, which is virtually uncontested. I would like to see Tyson fight over screens more, and I think that could allow him to be more successful. On this possession, Tyson is guarding the ball right here. When the refuse occurs, Tyson just looks slow and is struggling to really impact anything defensively, and it leads to an easy make. Right here, we're going to see Jaylon Tyson get clipped on a screen. As you see, he once again tries to go under, gets bumped a bit, and then is taken out of the play on this Spain pick and roll back pick, leading to an easy layup. On this possession, Jaylon Tyson goes completely under on a dribble handoff, and really, look at how long this is. This is like a full second before he's able to get back out and make an impact. Right here, Jaylon Tyson once again doesn't do the best of job fighting through a screen. Tyson goes under here, doesn't make an impact, and it's an open shot. Right here, it's a low point of contact that's not even involved with a screening play. Tyson is not in the gaps here, as he should be at the nail right now, and honestly a second beforehand, he should be at the nail now. And then he's really just not paying attention, and like right here, not in a stance, you're not impacting the ball, and you're not impacting your man, and it leads to an easy look. Well, that shot didn't go in. I think Tyson got really lucky, and it just wasn't great basketball. Right here, the screen occurs, and now Tyson has a low point of contact and getting back to his man, doesn't make a full impact, and it's an easy bucket. Right here, in a driving line situation, Jaylon Tyson does show a flash and competes, which is very exciting and promising. As Tyson guards his man, he's in the gaps, stays on him, and I like this body up and second effort to get a block. Right here, it's another driving line opportunity for Jaylon Tyson where I like his effort. Tyson is playing off the ball right now. His man gets the ball here, and Tyson does a really good job getting his chest in, and I like that extra chop right there. He fights, competes, and contests. Unfortunately, there are times where he's a touch jumpy, and you'll see that with KJ Simpson here. He gets back to even, however on the pump fake, he's taken out of the play. Right here, I'd like to see Jaylon Tyson be better as far as knowing the correct path to take in a closeout. Jaylon Tyson is pretty low here. However, as the ball's in at the post, Tyson really struggles to decide, okay, should I do a quick stunt and get back to the more talented shooter here, or run to his man? And while I think they're both options, what Tyson does is just kind of walk and not make any attempt, and it leads to a mistake. On this possession, it's another example of him getting beat in a closeout situation. Tyson is late running back and gets completely blown by, leading to a bucket. Overall, I think that Jaylon Tyson could have a really nice impact with the Cavs. I like his ability to get downhill while also looking to get his teammates involved, and I think he could be a really great complementary piece in Cleveland. I think realistically, he's going to be one of those guys that spends the large chunk, if not the majority, or all of his career in a backup role running the second unit, but that's a really nice piece to have, and that's the type of guy that can elevate you as a contender. Maybe there's a world where he could be a facilitating point guard that has flashes of scoring, but in today's universe, I think you have to be a little bit better with shot selection and just taking a higher volume of three-point shots and making a higher volume of three-point shots to be an elite guard at the next level. I think his floor could be if he continues to have that looser handle, so maybe the assist to turnover ratio is never spectacular, and he continues to take not the best shots and has that slower release. His floor could lead to him being out of the NBA relatively quickly in about 3 years. However, I think as a first-round pick going to the Cavs, he's going to have a positive impact and really help elevate their second unit. I think he was picked a little bit high. It's getting picked in the early 20s, and I probably would have drafted him around the late 30s, early 40s. However, I think Cleveland has a really nice job getting a complementary piece to help push them ahead, and I'm looking forward to watching Tyson play in the Summer League.